These are rappers' reactions to Young Thug snitching.
I'ma leave you and your driver right in the middle of the street. And then I'm gonna go straight down now to that same place Detective Jeffrey Williams was at and brag about how I smoked your stupid ass in self-defense.
But you is a snitch too, and I ain't happy about it. I'm mad about it. Cause I've been knowing this the whole time, and I didn't even say nothing.
Bro, you don't think I love Young Thug's music?
Nah, not like I love it. I like his music a lot.
No, he hasn't even released new you know what I mean? But, and I don't like, I just, yo, man, he's a rat with a dress, bro.
Back in 2022, Thug was arrested after his record label was tied to a bunch of charges related to dangerous activity and managed to walk away after taking a plea after 2 years behind bars. But what really got people to turn their backs on Thug was that a bunch of the conversations he had on the inside got leaked, including an interrogation where he name-dropped a bunch of people who were supposedly tied to a hit against a couple of Lil Wayne tour buses back in 2015.
Promises, make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever think you want to know anything, tell me. I'm telling you anything. But don't tell the world.
As soon as word got out on this, everybody in the industry labeled him as a snitch. And a lot of past beefs with other rappers who now think Young Thug screwed them over in one way or another. Like Rollo, who was one of Young Thug's biggest ops while growing up, since they were both from opposite sides of Atlanta. However, they still dropped a few songs together after they got into the industry. And Rollo even went on to talk about him during an interview with DJ Small Eyes, saying how he went against people for saying that Young Thug was a punk, since he was a real one to him.
The thing about it, bro, what trips me out the most is like, I be with Thug and they be telling me all the time, I used to hear this gay, Thug gay, Thug gay. One thing about my mother brother Thug, ain't gay about him, you smell me? Like, don't even know, like, I thought it was a line before I started kicking it with him like I kick it with him. He never charged me for no features. We doing videos. Next week we doing a video.
But things quickly changed after the snitching allegations came through, and Rollo took to his Twitter to let everybody know that he protected Thug when the feds were looking for any evidence, only for Thug to cut him off from the label. And Thug tried to clap back with a tweet saying, "See, the difference between me and you is one of your friends didn't lie. You said that somebody actually did something that they was arrested for. Me, I made an honest mistake saying that we sold Lil Wayne weed." Rollo then posted a couple of IG reels while going back and forth with Thug to clown him for everything he said, like telling people he would create a GoFundMe for Pee Wee Roscoe since he wouldn't be getting any more money for covering for Thug.
It's a sad day in Atlanta right now. We have an old homeless dude by the name of Roscoe who has lost his Section 8 apartment due to the fact he was found guilty of dick riding in the first degree. I no longer think that his sugar daddies will support his living arrangements due to the fact that the Department of Labor have cut off his unemployment check and he lost his disability benefits and he do not qualify for any Social Security benefits because dick riding is not a real job in the state of Georgia.
And it didn't end there, because he went live with Whack 100, 6ix9ine, and DJ Academics to speak on the matter and go off on Thug for ratting his homies.
It went from a snake to a spider, now he's a rat. Like, you know what I mean? He's changing skins. Like, what's up? Like,
He's transforming.
how you go from
He's a
a snake to a tarantula, now you a rodent? Like, how many skins you got? This ain't Fortnite.
He real. Bring your ass back. He talking about your favorite rapper.
But now, let's move on to another rapper who had a lot to say about Thug's situation, because Sauce Walka had been beefing with him for trying to exploit the Texas rap scene in the early days. The two even had a heated encounter after a concert in Houston back in 2014. In fact, Sauce even went off on Thug for wanting to weigh in on beef between Texas rappers Maxo Cream and Rizzo, since that wasn't his turf.
Young Thug, you boy. Now, didn't I give you a perfectly clear opportunity to join in the rumbles of thugs in the jungle if y'all want to fight and have something to say about Texas business? Why you don't want to come and punch? You think that you have the motherfucking litigation to speak on some gangster shit and some street shit that's going on in Houston, Texas, please stay in Georgia, because you are more than welcome to come out here and get a part of this punching that you're not going to do. I will beat up you or your security guard, young thug.
And he also tried to expose Thug for being broke after losing everything because of legal troubles.
I ain't seen young thug in a Rolls Royce truck. I ain't seen them in a dub like me and Lucci. When your Maybach motherfucker poop and like me and Lucci and done around the city, you don't even do have that. What happened to the house you had? They had the motherfucking living room with the pool in the living room. What happened to that? Oh, I remember. I seen that motherfucker post the shade room and ball up like, nah, that made.
After the allegations popped up, Sauce took it as an excuse to send jabs at Thug, calling him out on Twitter for being two-faced, saying, "In the streets, a snake is a scavenger, just like a rat. If the streets was a jungle, a snakes prey on the weak and the people closest to them whose guards are down. Double cross, triple cross, no backbone, no loyalty, no principles is the point of the analogy." And he made another tweet about the situation as well, saying, "These that y'all was idolizing and high-side me over? LOL. Y'all seen the signs years ago and ignored it. Who's lame now? TSF stood tall in courtroom. Not one snitching splat business. Pound free Sanchi. Pound free Sosa Man." He finished things off with an IG reel to try to get Thug to take accountability for snitching instead of trying to play it cool and going against everyone.
The word of today is accountability now. Black folk, rappers, all you good street that's been hating and holding your nuts on the other side for this long. Hey man, don't be quiet now. Everybody got their hands behind their back. Look here. Well, one thing we all know is about the word reservation. For those who trying to make the excuses of, oh, but this ain't do this and this ain't lead to that and that wasn't that. Even though this is that and did lead to that and that was definitely that. But when you make a reservation at a restaurant, you make a reservation for a car, you plan to do something, you plan to come back and you plan to show up, and you don't want those people that you made the reservation to feel bad and not trust your word. So if you making a reservation to tell, after you already did some telling, you booked a date to tell furthermore like a concert, y'all can't do that now, don't do that.
Around the same time, rapper and comedian Lil Woody also had a couple of words in the matter because he had a huge part in the YSL RICO trial, with some saying that he was one of the reasons Thug managed to walk away. So Woody stepped forward to call him out for being a snitch, and he even said that he knew about it the whole time.
Thug, I love you. Nothing gonna stop me from loving you, but what you do from this moment forward. You knew not to come on this internet. You knew not to let like Pee Wee Roscoe get on the internet and do what he did. You let Pee Wee do that. You let Pee Wee do that. And Pee Wee got you in all this stuff. Pee Wee got on the internet calling people rats. Pee Wee got on the internet saying all he said. Now guess what? He made people mad. People when they dig up the videos. Now people don't dig up the videos. You are what you are, buddy. You official on the Wooden and Charleston White team. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm okay with being a snitch. Because I know what I did. I know what I've been through. But, nigga, you is a snitch too, nigga. And I ain't happy about it. I'm mad about it. Because I've been knowing this the whole time. And I didn't even say nothing. I sat right here and still let the blame be on me. Because of the love I had for you.
But he really broke down when he talked about one of his homies getting dropped in the war between YSL and Lucci, all while he was locked up for taking the blame for Thug, which is what really got him to turn on him and try to expose everything he's done.
His name is Kenneth Lamar Hurst. His name is Kenny Boo. Kenny Boo ain't never hurt nobody. Kenny Boo ain't never took that from nobody. Kenny Boo ain't never condoning none of the violence that took place. He ain't never. Type of heard of this shit. These niggas on the internet and they be trying to be gangster. They be trying to be tough. These didn't fight that war with me. These didn't fight that war with me. Somebody go get hurt. Somebody go get hurt. And y'all people on the internet is starting this stuff. They hurt my people. They hurt my people. They took his life. I was in the feds fighting a gun charge. Because I won't say nothing. Because that same ATF agent who Thug was talking to, I told her Thug ain't did nothing. And she said, I'm gonna put federal charges on you. That lady went to put federal charges on me. And while I was in the Fed fighting the case, him, who don't never mess with nobody, them went over there and took his life. They went over there and took his life. And all these years, I had to hold this in. All these years, Y'all think I owe these something? Y'all think I'm scared of somebody? I ain't scared of nobody.
Something else that got leaked during Young Thug's scandal was a bunch of phone calls he had with his people while he was locked up, with one of them being of him talking bad about Lil Baby for still rocking with QCP and his label after taking a stand in court.
He did the same thing P did. Stood up in court. And they were wham, that was your ever get too, rocking with the motherfucking rat. And you be preaching about that shit too, man. You can't do that, man. It's a fact, bro. Dead wrong about that anyway. You're a rat, bro. I understand all that. Help put you on. Listen, man. A rat. I don't give a fuck what happened. That nigga give me $1 million. Man, you're a rat. Whatever you talking about. You got somebody to take the chain game. Imagine telling them and still beat the Kato.
So Lil Baby decided to shut down Thug right after the snitching rumors started to come out, since he completely cut ties with Thug and is allegedly refusing to answer any of his calls. And since Thug felt that Baby wasn't rocking with him anymore, he then tried to make things right with Lil Baby with a tweet that was only up for 3 minutes before being deleted, where he said, "Wham, what's understood ain't got to ever be explained. I'm with you forever." QCP didn't stay quiet during all this though, and immediately humiliated Thug by briefly changing his profile pic to something diabolical. He also spoke on the matter on a couple of IG stories where he called Thug and Pee Wee Roscoe rats for trying to screw him over in the past. Because P said, imagine some broke rats like Thug and Pee Wee Roscoe trying to run a rat narrative on me. And all that I love running with these, knowing how these talk about me. I'm gonna say this for the last time. I'm not no street. I'm a tax-paying citizen. He also made another post saying, and by the way, I ain't never been in no courtroom, sat in an interrogation room running names, and I don't speak on the dead, so I don't care enough to explain the situation. Y'all boys the police. Kendrick Lamar also ended up humiliating Young Thug because one of the calls that got leaked from his time behind bars was of him being salty for Kendrick turning down his request to get a feature for him for his upcoming album.
But that's the only other person that gets a Kendrick versus King is Baby King, and that's just like his cousin or his nephew or something.
Right. He getting all the damn verses to this. Man, what the hell you doing, crazy? All that fake, I ain't getting no rapper songs. I don't be liking them type niggas like that.
Why?
You get too big, I don't want to do no features. Why? Why you don't want to do no features? Why when you want to do a feature for a superstar? Like, you ain't like goddamn Street calling you for a song, you know? Like,
yeah.
You really got Lil Durk calling you for a song, Lil Baby, Thug, real superstar calling you for a song. Why wouldn't you do the song? We lit, going number 1, 2. What you thinking? You know, it's just like, I don't be understanding that type of shit. Supposed to be a blessing. That's why them will never be bigger than Drake, ever in life.
Maybe since he knew Thug rocked with Drake, or had an idea that Thug was snitching. But if that wasn't enough already, Kendrick ended up speaking on Drake and Thug and all the other Atlanta rappers during a verse of Not Like Us, talking about the Atlanta scene, like how Thug made you feel like you were slime in your head. And even those who are closest to him are going against him, like Gunna. Because as soon as Thug walked away from jail, the first thing he tweeted was a jab at Gunna, where he said, "Gunna, stop talking like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." The tweet didn't stay up for long, but it was enough to cause some problems. So Gunna responded back to Thug on his song Prototype and dissed him saying, "Dude that tweeted my name must have had to be a typo. Pray the cash could recycle." Another one of Young Thug's close homies that turned on him after the allegations saw the light of day was YSL Mondo, who came forward on an IG Live to tell everybody how Thug is, in fact, a snitch. And how he's been brainwashing Roscoe to always vouch for him.
I just beat a motherfucking a Rico. Come home, still talking about the rat. Bro, that's God. That ain't nothing but God biting you back in your ass, bro. Cause you supposed to been thankful that you just beat a life sentence in a Rico and came home and minded your business and been humble. But instead, you still coming out pushing the rat narrative, bro, and all that, this, that, and the third. Now look, it came back and brought you in that. But that ain't the key. The thing is, too, though, he brainwashed people. He still got motherfuckers on it talking about, and they heard it with y'all own ears. You got motherfuckers talking about AI, it did that and the third, and he ain't rat on nobody. Bro, if you sit down with 12 and bust out and say these words, if y'all talking about a nigga like Gunna ratted from saying, yes, ma'am, you mean to tell me this not making a nigga a rat by saying they said Roscoe shot the bus up, and then a nigga like Roscoe did 10 years behind this and you just got on the internet tomorrow, a nigga didn't rat on you? Boy, your ass brainwash is sickening. Y'all niggas need daddy figures, and y'all be sitting back waiting on something good waiting on something to happen. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stick around. Maybe put me on. Maybe I can get some out of it or something did that in life. It's so weird to me, but y'all be on my ass about being a real
And of course, Charleston White had something to say about the whole situation, humiliating Thug in a series of videos where he made fun of everything he's ever done and called him out for snitching. Starting off with him reacting to the interrogation video, since he would be using it as material for his upcoming gigs.
Thanks for that alley-oop, young. I'm finna go on a run. Say, I'm coming down court behind the back. I'm finna go on a run, baby. Ooh. Say, listen, I prophesied this. Right now, say TCV is looking at all this old videos. I told y'all Young Thug will go tell it. I told y'all. I'm always willing to bet with any rapper. If they keep Young Thug ass locked up 6 more months in the conditions he in, he'll tell to get out of jail too. They keep him 6 more months locked up in them conditions like that there, he'll tell to get out of jail too. He about ready to break. I told y'all, I am the new prophet.
He then went on to say that this was only the beginning of the end for Thug, since he was way too proud of snitching to walk away free.
See, everybody humbled in that situation. Everybody humbled. Everything came out that situation except Thug walks with humility, homie. Even Woody. Every homie except Thug. Thug come home with the pride. Mama said that the Bible said that God says that pride comes before destruction, before fall. He came home prideful, and we're watching him being destructed, and he's falling from his own pride.
And he only went even harder during his interview with Say Cheese a couple of days later, where we talked about everyone who got hurt from him snitching.
There's nothing you can say in an interrogation room to help a person, because every question is to not help. How can you maneuver the question when you don't even know what they're gonna ask? How can you help? I thought we don't talk to the police, and it still got 10 years, so how did you help him? He still done time for the shooting, and you helped convict him by saying, I gave him the gun. How did you help him? All Gunna said was, Gunna, hey Gunna, is y'all the game? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we the game. Oh, man, he lying, we ain't no game. That's all the boy said. Say, y'all the game? Yeah, man. You sure? Yeah, man. Y'all not no record label. No, we not. But that's what I was game when I joined y'all. You say, man.
He even humiliated Young Thug by saying that he ratted so hard because he's always looked like a rat himself.
Go back to look at them old pictures. Thug was, man, that was ugly, slimy, black, ashy, dry skin like, the teeth was horrible, the nose was black. Nah, man, that had gravel mouth. You know, that people like finesse 2 times. Oh. Worse. But Thug had rotten teeth though. His shit was black up under there from them cavities, because he never went to the dentist. This is a real project, baby. Neglected. You know, yeah, no, that's why he come outside acting how he acting. That's how they became.
But Drake's Toronto Rapper Top 5 said it best during a call with academics, where he put Young Thug on blast for being a snitch and a rat with a dress.
A lot of snitches in the game.
What snitches you talking about? I don't know no snitches. I know real.
Bro, you got Young Thug's not a snitch?
Nah, he made an honest mistake.
We're at 8,500 already. It's an honest mistake. You can't go to... you're being biased, bro. I don't like when you do this.
Hold on. No, you're right. I'm being biased, but the music's too fire for me to... Yeah, the music fire, man.
Bro, you don't think I love Young Thug's music?
Nah, not like I love it. I like his music a lot.
No, he hasn't even released new shit. You know what I mean? But... And I don't like... I just, yo, man, he's a rat with a dress, bro.
No. He's the king of Atlanta.
He had a 2-hour interview with a boy them. Listen, stop. 2 hours,
Yak Gotti also spoke on the situation because Young Thug labeled Yak a rat. But Yak addressed it saying this during his interview with DJ Vlad.
Is that Young Thug dropped a snippet from a song and he mentioned you in it.
Hey.
You heard this. He said, Yak Gotti tricked me for some years. I didn't know he was telling.
I tricked who?
He said, Yak Gotti, this is Young Thug rapping. He said, Yak Gotti tricked me for some years. I didn't know he was telling.
Who I told on?
Then he also said in that same verse, he said, only reason I f with you, Gunna, it was because of Truth.
Long live Truth too though, but who I told on? We gotta address it, like we're gonna call a spade, we're gonna address it.
So let's address it.
who paperwork I'm in or who did a day or some time for Yak Gotti. You know what I mean? That what this come down to. What I did that nobody else ain't do.
Take it all the way to the end.
All right, then. Fact is a fact.
Well, look, your lawyer actually made a statement about this. You know, Doug. He said Yak did not say a single thing about Jeff in his interviews with the cops. I don't know where this is coming from. Yak had the opportunity to turn on Young Thug during the trial to get out of the case easy. He never took it. He stood tall and took it all the way to the jury.
Tight, but at the same time, I ain't got nothing to turn on because I ain't did shit.
And speaking of crazy rapper moments, Kevin Gates landed himself in jail after kicking one of his fans in the chest during one of his concerts. And Skinny from the 9 almost knocked out a fan for calling him a snitch. So click this video to see times rappers attacked disrespectful fans.